Ravan realized he had to do something different. Even he had stepped out but retreated. And as he considered his options, he realized that there was one person he wanted to call on, and that was KUMBHAKARNA, his brother. If only he could wake him up. See, KUMBHAKARNA suffered from a medical condition, an endocrinological disorder, because of which he would sleep for many days at a time. And when he woke up, he was very hungry. And right now he was sleeping. So Ravan's challenge was to wake him up. He sent some people to do this job. And Valmiki's description of how they woke him up is very interesting. So they went into his subterranean palace. And as they went in, KUMBHAKARNA was sleeping, and his breath, as he exhaled, almost blew them away. So he is described here as a giant. They called out his name. They beat drums to try and wake him up, blasted conches, but none of it worked. Then they started pulling his hair. They hit him with maces. Even that did not wake him up. Finally, the description is they got thousands of elephants to run up and down his body to finally wake him up. Clearly, this is an exaggeration. He stretched himself, yawned, got up, and he was famished. They had brought mounds of meat for him to eat, pig, buffalo, deer.
This is mentioned?
Yes, yes.
Pig, buffalo and deer meat.
Yes. And not just that, he also had a lot of wine to go with that, as well as big jars of blood. That was his food. And refreshed, he went to meet Ravan. Ravan told him what was going on in the battlefield. And KUMBHAKARNA laughed. And he said, "We had warned you earlier, but you didn't listen to us. Now you are suffering the results of your own actions."
So there was some goodness in KUMBHAKARNA.
Yes, interestingly. And KUMBHAKARNA also gave him a lecture on why it's important to have a good balance between righteousness, wealth creation, and enjoying pleasures. But Ravan told him, "Don't give me a lecture like a teacher. I need your help right now." KUMBHAKARNA said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of this for you." Earlier as well, remember, in the court, when in the showdown with Vibhishan, KUMBHAKARNA had also been there. And even then, he did not agree with what Ravan had done, but he said, "Even then I will support you." Now KUMBHAKARNA stepped out into battle. Once again, Valmiki talks of him as a giant. And how big? His eyes were the size of chariot wheels. And his height was equal to 600 bows placed next to each other. Once again, it is clearly an exaggeration. 600 bows, 5 feet for one. If you calculate, it's about 3,000 feet or more. That's a kilometer. Some people wonder why we shouldn't take everything that is written in the Valmiki Ramayana exactly as it is. Well, clearly these are exaggerations. A person who is a kilometer tall is not possible. Even if someone were very tall, how would he fit into Ravan's palace? How would Ravan talk to him, and so on? Anyway, KUMBHAKARNA stepped into the battlefield and he started killing the Vanaras by the hundreds. His weapons of choice were not bows and arrows. He used clubs, maces, things he could hit with, even his fist. And because he was so large, Valmiki says, with just one hit of his club, he would kill 100 Vanaras. Or he would scoop them up with his hand, 10 and 20 at a time, and eat them. In short, KUMBHAKARNA was causing great damage among the Vanaras, great casualties. And Shri Ram stepped up to fight with him. He fired off the Vayavyastra and cut off his right hand. KUMBHAKARNA flew into a wild rage. He took a tree and started charging towards Ram. With his left hand, he grabbed a tree. But Ram fired another arrow and cut off his left hand too. And then Ram fired arrows at his legs to immobilize him. And then with one final arrow, Ram cut off his head. The giant's lifeless body crashed to the ground, and that was the end of Kumbhakarna.
Wow.
When Ravan heard about this, he was heartbroken. He said, "With my brother gone, I don't want to live. This kingdom has no meaning for me. What will I do with Sita?" He was crying bitterly. Indrajit could not see his father like this, and he stepped out into battle.